Hello everybody, Dodging here. Welcome back to Formula One 2018, almost at 17. It's 18. We are wrapping up the very, very tough Baku race, and apparently this is the point where we need to negotiate our contract. So probably not the best place for that to happen, since we just had our worst result of the season so far. What does this all involve? Start
It's
contract
time for us to
negotiation.
renegotiate your contract. Here you can see the current deal. Once negotiations begin, the team will make you an offer. You can accept if you like, but I strongly suggest we push for better terms.
Okay. So current ninth, expected race position 8th, second driver, and team goal of hard. Contract perks, level 1, 25% resource bonus. So what is this all? Oh, I see. This is the accepted one. I would like to propose to be the first driver, and what is it? What does it gain us though to? Yeah, I'm not sure I completely understand that. Because these look pretty okay. Medium hard. Expected race position 8th. I think we can aim a little higher than that. Okay, so to make it harder on myself, I'm gonna value myself. So I'm gonna move that up a position. And now what? How do we negotiate? Oh, I'm glad I clicked on these. Minor upgrade time reduced by 1 week. Major and minor reduced by 1 week. And all reduced by 1 week. Well, I would like to try at least that. 2 upgrades per department. And, yeah, I would like 10% faster pit stops. This is probably too much to ask for. I don't fully understand this system. So I'm going to go for none, but I really do want the 10% faster pit stops. And oh, we get 3 attempts. I see.
All right, the terms have been agreed. All that's left is to sign the paperwork. We'll
I
be on this new
now
deal from
wish
the
I had
next
asked
race
for
weekend.
more. I thought I was asking for too much. Turns out I didn't ask for nearly enough. Well, you never know until you try. And now I know. I see the contract value, and I see my value. That's okay. We are now the first driver on the team, though. We have 10% faster pit stops. And that's basically it. Well, we get to redo this. We get to retry this in the future. I didn't read anything about this process, and I didn't even look at any comments because I wanted to try it myself. I'm very much so independent and want to make my own successes and failures, so just bear with me as I learn the system. And everything else there is pretty much as was. Do I have the time here, or have we not actually done these yet? Yeah, these are still in development, so I can't do these now. No. Okay, that's fine. We'll go ahead and advance to next week, I believe. Yep.
The new parts have arrived from the factory without issue. They'll be fitted to the car in time for the next session.
Wonderful. I don't remember what those were, but they sound good. Any important messages today? The new goals is to complete 8 practice programs within the next 2 race weekends. That's an easy one. That's a hard goal, huh? Did you say so? That's a 600 resource point award. I just completed the last one, which I think was for 400. So we got lots of resource points. Anything? Oh, there's our upgrades. We got new spark plugs. We got new tertiary wing flaps. Pretty sure that's how that's said. And ICE wear upgrade. And the weather looks like, oh no. We're going to have dry qualifying, but we're going to have rains in Spain. Well, that'll be fun. That'll be very fun. Hopefully no major graphical hitches today. I'm not too optimistic. I do need to, however, lots of busy work to do today. I need to look at the R&D tree and get working on all of these things. That's still in development for a week, actually. And I don't think we got simultaneous development. Oh, we don't really have anything to simultaneously develop anyway. Okay. Either secondary wing flaps or rear outer wing streaks on the rear. On the rear? Yeah, that's what I said. On the downforce. I'm going to do that. As well as an engine upgrade. So we're going to do a 2-week ignition system upgrade as well. That'll be ready for Canada. That'll be good. That'll be very good. And then we have 455 to use. That's not enough to buy one of these. So we'll save those resource points for the next chassis upgrade. Chassis upgrade. Sorry. Now we can go to practice.
Your quote-unquote value to a team is built from your overall respect, reputation within that team, and your sportsmanship or showmanship alignment. During negotiations, the higher your perceived value is, the better the perks you'll be able to ask for in your contract.
Why are you giving me these tips now? I needed these before I made the negotiations. You're fired. Morale is poor in the durability department. I must have answered something wrong there. The wear on the items is getting pretty high, but nothing's completely out of the ordinary. 58%, that's getting pretty high as well. But the way they shaded, it looks like that's not as bad. Like, in the last game, 58% was nearly dead. This is shading it to be like, it's starting to get pretty bad.
Welcome to the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya for the Spanish Grand Prix. Over
One
the
of my
next few
favorite
minutes,
tracks
the teams
right here.
will be heading out onto this classic Formula One track for what we're expecting to be a very hectic practice session.
We'll see.
We're going to be logging some extra data during this session. Nothing you need to worry about, but as we have some new parts, we'll just confirm they're performing to spec.
Thanks, Jeff. Alright, well, I'm going to get to working on a setup, and then we'll go out and do our practice programs. Today we'll show... Let's do tire management, qualifying pace, and race strategy. How about that? I headed out for the tire wear program. Car's feeling pretty good. I'm not displeased. I think the balance is there. I'm struggling a little bit with some of the tighter turns, which kind of goes hand in hand with the car not, as I've learned, not having the best of brakes and maybe not the most consistent of brakes. I'm not really sure why that is. It just seems like some turns and some braking zones you'll get a very good feel for it, and then others, kind of randomly, it will seemingly lose a lot of rear braking power or something like that. I can't quite pinpoint it just yet. Ooh, kind of stepped out on me there in the middle and lost quite a bit of time. This is usually a pretty difficult program, but we'll see. We're back into the green. I do really like this track, but it is a tough one. Being, you know, kind of the old school track, has a lot of turns that we don't really see that often in Formula One these days. There's just something about the older tracks, the way they are laid out, almost less predictably, I guess, versus the modern ones, that it's just a different feel, and it pushes the car through different paces. I think a lot of that is because this track has been bastardized quite a bit. They've come through and, you know, safed it up in places, and it's made it even more of a kind of a mystery to drive, to be honest. Taking it real easy through there so we can have optimal tire wear, so we can have time on the table. But still a fun one. I love the original circuit, but even the safed up one is pretty fun.
Okay,
There we
test
go.
complete, and that was a very good job indeed. We got a lot of valuable information out of that.
Thanks, Jeff. I feel so much better now. Not a perfect lap, though. I think there's more in it. I have a feeling this is going to be a strong race weekend for us. I said that like it was a negative, but no, it's a positive. I have a feeling it's going to be a strong race weekend for us, other than the whole rain thing in the race. Headed out for a mock qualifying run now. It looked like it was getting a little cloudy. I was worried it was going to rain. I definitely want to get a mock run in during the dry. Qualifying will be pretty important, even though the race will be rainy. It's still nice to start as high up the grid And turn 1 here, decent passing opportunities, but not the best. So I'm going to list this one as pretty highly important. And I don't know what the ERS management's going to be like here just yet. Whether we're really going to be scrapping and fighting for saving power during qualifying. Boy, the car really stuck through there. Past sector 1. Lost a bit there as it launched wide, but it wasn't too bad. I think I lose a little on the entry to this turn, but I get a nice exit. Yeah, look at the time gain on exit. A little worried about this traffic right now. Losing the back end just a bit right there, as well as right here. So I'm having to back off a touch more than I'd like. But so far, this has been a stellar lap. Car feels very good on these tires. That was a bit wide, though. Ooh. That's a little over rev. I think we are a bit down on power. It just feels like the car's a little sluggish on the straightaways. Back up there. Traffic kind of playing a factor. He pulled off. Easy.
Good lap. We've hit our primary target time.
Primary target. Not going to improve on a second lap. We need to improve quite a bit. Yeah, I think the traffic kind of played a factor in that one. I'm pleased with that result, even if it's not a perfect result. I think I learned what I needed to learn about it, and I do think there's some left in it. Once we get down to qualifying time. All right. Well, I'm going to go out and do the ERS management and then the race strategy, and we'll see how this thing's doing on tires. Feels like it's pretty good on tires. Alright, as I head out for race strategy. Gotta remember on these soft tires now, it's very different on the softs. Manage our ERS and our fuel and whatnot, and we'll get a feel for how this car is going to be in the race. Although, honestly, this isn't super valuable information because... Hello, Alonso. Apparently Alonso's out there on a flyer. That might ruin our race program here. I'll have to see if I can, like, suck up his draft to try and get back some. Our car is best in the middle sector. He's on... Oh, Alonso. He's on softs. He's not on a fast lap at all. To really push this thing through this lap, I think. Seems like right there I'm just gaining heaps of time. Hartley's out here, I think, on the hard tire, or the medium. Really? Yeah, just park it in the middle of the apex, that'd be great. Can I make up a second for the rest of this lap? What a noodle. Noodle is the absolute kindest word I could find in my repertoire to use right that moment. I thought maybe driving like a madman I could do it, but it doesn't seem like I will. I'll just have to do an additional lap. Thanks to his tomfoolery. Try again. Did I get the ERS open?
Try again.
I did. Alright, on our own now. Hopefully this will be a little bit better. Seems like this isn't a very ERS intensive track. I'm really not using a lot of battery power per lap. Ooh, that was a bit deep. I'm gonna wash wide into the dirt a bit. Yikes. I don't know what happened. I was doing so well on the other programs. I got spoiled with the high grip on the soft tires, I guess. The super softs. Ah, you see that moment of oversteer right there? I can't seem to dial that out. It's something to do with... Whew. That one hurt inside. My body was fully braced for impact. Whew. Okay, well, I'm gonna go collect my thoughts, and I'll come back to you later. Alright, things are going a little bit more smoothly now. Got one lap under our belt, and this one's looking pretty good also. Maybe a moment to talk about the real Formula One, since the Singapore Grand Prix has come and gone. It was a Singapore Grand Prix, which means it was pretty boring. Boring in the sense of, like, predictability, not a lot of on-track action. It's a track that's a spectacle. That track and that Grand Prix exists for Singapore and for rich people. It does not exist for racing, in my opinion. But really cementing the Mercedes dominance for the season now.
Great lap. You've nailed what we asked for. Keep it up.
Unless something dramatic happens with Hamilton, I'm going to say it's his championship at this point. Because he's into his point of the season. He would need to be behind at this point, I think, for it to be a real championship here on out. And he's certainly not. Anything's possible. But much like I was talking about how I think the season favors me in the beginning and I struggle at the end, I find that he's a little bit the opposite. Hartley, I need you to get your shit together. This is gonna be a challenge if we can't get by him. Why did they do that? I mean, I guess he was taking to the inside, but it was just in a place that was not comfortable at all to pass. Just maintain your speed. It's like I'm driving with real people here. But yeah, it really does look like it's going to be yet another Hamilton championship. As much as I don't particularly like Hamilton, you gotta say he's certainly... Oops. This is unfortunate. This is a really dumb way to lose. I really need to unmap that button. Okay, well, a good pace for that. I screwed it up at the end. Yeah, I need to... My... What's that? I think it was Vettel. You could have gone around, my dude. I realized I came off the pace a little bit. But you just ran in the back of me. Good times. I don't remember what I was talking about now. It's gone.
The fans really seem to enjoy that. You made it look easy.
Yeah, was it Vettel running into the back of us?
You really put a lot of effort into practice today. Are you testing new components?
We're gathering data about the durability. Durability wants to see stuff. Okay. Their morale was low.
Like you've really been focusing on research and development this season.
Okay, we're getting 2 of these, huh? Well, then let's also do chassis. Was it?
Appreciate your time.
I appreciate your never-changing attitude. Very nice total there, and with our 40 points of first driver bonus, thanks to some contract negotiations, I should have tried harder at. Looks like we're in good shape. We did lose a lot of reputation with the big 3 at the bottom, thanks to the last race, but we'll crawl our way back up. And that's where we are in the respect and the showmanship stuff. And now I think we're going to go qualify. I don't think I'm going to... His arm just glitched out on the right. Did you see it? I saw it. I think we're going to go qualify because... Oh, I was going to say, I don't think I'm going to change any parts. Thought about it. I think we're good. Boop, boop, boop. What you got to say about this old track right now?
Today's qualifying session is about to start here at the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya. And what a cracker of a session we're expecting it to be.
For what reasons? Any reasons?
And I'm here, of course, with Anthony Davidson.
Oh,
what has
that
turned
was
out
a
to
weird
be
pause.
Very pleasant day indeed. No weather to interfere, no problems on the track, so absolutely no room for error.
That's right, Crofty.
Is there ever?
It's looking good out there at the moment. Each team will have their own game plan for this session, and of course, once the cars leave the garage, they'll be under parc fermé conditions. so any last-minute adjustments need to be done right here and now. Beyond
Okay,
that,
these are just words. I think it's only the pre-race that they give us an update on us. Session info. Yeah, it's going to be sunny today. I think we're probably just going to head out on track and see what we can do. Very sunny today, actually. Sunnier than practice, so we might have a little bit warmer of a track. But I'm feeling good. Feeling really good. I think the car is good. I've just got to minimize mistakes. It's got that little bit of oversteer in the middle sector. But overall, especially on these super softs, I think we're going to have a very competitive car. We saw low battery use, so I'm going to use a lot of battery here on this front straightaway. That was my first little baby hitch frame lag thingamajig. Ever since I turned the graphics down, it hasn't been too bad, even though it's still absolutely appalling and virtually unplayable in multiplayer. Oh, just you wait till you see the multiplayer race that will come out this weekend. It's a doozy. It's a doozy. Oof, part of the engine there. I forgot how much faster the car is on these tires. A little bit wide there, but that's okay. Really just sets us up nicer for this turn. Ooh, that was the first little bit of understeer I've really felt the whole weekend. It's really screwed up our Sector 3. Hopefully this sector is slow enough that that's not a huge deal. That definitely cost us maybe half a second. 6 cents off Vettel though, that's already looking pretty darn good. Yeah, I think if I could clean up Sector 3, there's maybe another half second, maybe another 3/4 of a second in total in the car. Let's get out of the way here. We don't want any penalties. And we'll see how this stacks up. So far we're just ahead of Magnussen. And I want to keep the laps off the car here because of the wear issue. So if we can do one lap and be done, I'd be pleased. And it looks like we'll be in very good shape to do that. Magnussen actually dropped down pretty far. Oh, he picked back up. So 9th and 11th. Nice. No need to save tires in Q2. I gotta remember that. There's no need because it's gonna be a rainy race. Going out for our Q2 lap. Maybe laps. We'll see. We were in 9th, but we know where there's time. So if I can improve in that last sector, we may be one and done here. But I'd be willing to give it 2 efforts need be. Kind of a tough track to hit a perfect one every lap, I must say. It would have been a lot easier prior to the changes. This section and the single left-hander they turned into 2 left-handers are both very awkward turns. Right, we had plenty of battery power that last time out, so I'm gonna do that again. Try not to use any curb on the entry, which just seems to upset the car. Almost. Like, I could almost be full throttle through there. I guarantee you in a Mercedes or Ferrari, we're probably flat out through there. A little bit of left front lockup. Myself and Jim Knight were talking about the F1 calendar recently and tracks we like and how there's just, there's not a lot of favorites for either of us on the F1 calendar anymore. This is one neither one of us mentioned, but I think was just forgotten because I know for me personally, I really liked this track in our Assetto Corsa races as well. That was much cleaner. Yeah, that was real clean. We're gonna run out of ERS power right at the end of the lap, which is basically what you want. And it was a 120.8. I think that's gonna be good enough to get us through. I don't really know that there's a whole lot left in it from there. That was pretty spot on. I'm surprised we're already in P6. Times are very fast. A lot faster than I was expecting, to be honest. Very fast Sector 2 for us. Seems like I need to pick up most in Sector 3, which I knew. Nothing to the top. We still got that fast Sector 2. And it looks like Magnussen didn't make it. Nope, he is 13th. Very slow time. Lost. I mean, what happened? What happened, Magnussen? Like, why did he lose so much time in Q2? I guess it could have been something that happened on track. But I don't know. He didn't make it and we did. Hopefully he can do better in the race. He seems to be pretty good in the races. So, I don't know. We'll see. Wow.
Sit rep, we've got a leak in the hydraulic system, so it's going to be a few minutes before we can get you out on track.
A few minutes? That's 7 minutes in a 10-minute session. Am I even going to get out there? I gotta hit the track immediately. I don't even know how much time is left, but we're gonna go out there now for Q3. This isn't super critical, but I do want to be somewhere in that, like, P6. And we didn't have a lot of time left. Somewhere in that P6 area. We're only gonna get one attack at this. We're gonna get one try. So that's nerve-wracking. I'm going to be very quiet and very focused for this. Hit that ERS power now. Build up as much speed on the straightaway as possible. I might turn that to 5 a little early, because I noticed we were out of power at the end of our Q2 lap. Missed it a bit right there. Well, let's try and... I really did try to hold it flat out through there to make up for it, but it didn't quite have it in it. I need to not push too hard. He says, still pushing too hard. Pushing much too hard. Lost the nose real bad there. Still a very good Sector 2, though. I give the engine a lot of revs there, but it's critical for the thing to rotate to do that. Go, 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 go! A 20.27. Is that better? Is that the best lap I've done? That started so ugly. That was a very ugly lap. I'm currently sitting P2, but everybody's still got to do their final attacks. I don't know where that time came from.
That's P2. You're currently in second place.
I'm flabbergasted as to where that time came from. That felt like a disgusting lap. Something in Sector 2, I think, came alive, or maybe I picked up in Sector 3 finally. Wow. Yeah, we'll see how that holds. Because that was pretty magical. I think maybe it was running a little bit wide here gained me some time, and then going to 7th through here instead of lifting keeps me on power, so it might have helped a bit. And then I think I tacked the brakes really good down here, didn't get out on the curb like I did there. Yeah. Now that I'm reliving that lap, I think it was through here that I gained most of the time. Nobody on track. They must all be going for the last second run. I'm not sure. We'll go ahead and just go in now. Get some pit practice anyway. Alright, session over.
Good work.
Third!
The grid is all set then for the race tomorrow. But before we go, let's quickly remind ourselves of our top three.
What?
Who are Vettel, Verstappen and Red. The grid is set then, so that just leaves the race itself. Join us tomorrow, where we'll be live with all the action. And until then, it's goodbye.
That was a weird one. What is this? What is this grid? Ferrari, Red Bull, Haas, Red Bull, Ferrari, Mercedes, McLaren, Renault. This is weird. This is very weird. I do think our car is working phenomenally here. But what happened on that lap to give us that magical time, I will never know. But I'll take it. I will take it. So that'll put us in a good place. That would put us on the outside line, right? Yeah, that puts us on the outside line, going into turn 1, which is the safer place to be. But in the rain, I think I would have rather been on the inside, so I don't know. We better be doing pretty well in these rivalries. I think we've almost beaten Max. No, we're only halfway through that one. And we only got 2 points, I think, on... Oh, 6 points on Sainz. Oh, no, I see. I was reading it wrong. I have 23 points on Magnussen, 6 points on Sainz. Got it. Many resource points and stuff. Many respects and stuff. Any interviews or anything?
Done. Very solid results. You're looking good for the race.
Thanks. And look forward to that race tomorrow. Bye? I don't know, this totally screwed up my outro.